See, I can't help but love boxing, but I can't help but hate boxing. We thought we had a nice fight set up. It was announced that we was gonna have a real good fight between Garcia and Cruz. Might not be a top shelf fight, but an interesting one nonetheless. Somebody was gonna show whether or not they belong on that top shelf, the upper echelon, whether it be Cruz or whether it be Garcia. Because to be honest with you, I'm still not sold on Ryan Garcia being a top shelf 135 pounder, an elite 135 pounder. He got elite ability, elite physicality, but maybe not quite there mentally. And this would have been a perfect test. And also, it would show if maybe if Isaac Cruz belonged at that upper echelon. But just like boxing, as you know how boxing get down, it was all a mirage. It was all a facade. It ain't happening. Now, according to Michael Benson, the WBC, who just announced that they would go make it a mandatory fight between Cruz and Garcia, put out that they're no longer interested in doing it. The WBC have announced that they will now cancel the ordered Ryan Garcia versus Isaac Cruz lightweight final eliminator because it has been confirmed that both fighters had prior scheduled fights. Now, I smell a rat. I smell a rat. And here's why I say I smell a rat. Because just 3 days ago, ESPN put out that Isaac Cruz said he isn't completely sold on the Ryan Garcia fight getting finalized. That means it was in the works, saying, and I quote, "I'm not so confident. I'm thinking 50-50 on the Ryan Garcia fight happening. My promoter, Sean Gibson, and Premier Boxing Champions are the best positioned to negotiate to ensure the fight takes place, as long as they see the seriousness on the part of Ryan Garcia as well." Now, this is Isaac Cruz on the possibility of fighting Ryan Garcia in this next fight via George Ebro. Now, you say, well, fight doctor. Okay, what's wrong with that? That means they were negotiating. That means at the very least they were talking. So why would the WBC come out and say both of them have prior engagements if they were just negotiating it 3 days ago? So why would they even negotiating if they both had prior engagements? This could have been a big fight. Not huge, but a nice little fight. Something you put on the PBC that everybody could enjoy. Showcase Ryan Garcia. Showcase Isaac Cruz, whatever you want to call him. Now the question is, okay, if Ryan isn't fighting Isaac Cruz, who is he fighting? Who is he fighting? If Isaac Cruz isn't fighting Ryan Garcia, who's he fighting? No Devin Haney's out there. No Cambosa's out there. No Rolly Romero. No Tank Davis. Now, we do know JoJo Diaz has been calling out Ryan Garcia for like the last year. So maybe that fight could be on the docket for Golden Boy and Ryan Garcia. Who knows? Maybe. Isaac Cruz, he still got a little bit to prove anyway, so I'm pretty sure he'll find somebody to fight. But really, more people are probably worried about who Ryan Garcia is going to fight next, the Isaac Cruz. But that could have been a big fight for Isaac Cruz. Now, to tell you the truth, hey, JoJo Diaz wouldn't be a bad fight for him. Also, what's his name? Javier Fortuna, coming off his loss to JoJo Diaz. That would be a great fight also for Isaac Cruz. And actually, Ryan Garcia was supposed to fight Javier Fortuna as well last year, so maybe he's in the play. Who knows? But to me, that was a good fight. Not a great one, but a good fight for the summer. That may have put somebody in position for other fights, especially Ryan. But hey, if Cruz would have beat him, that would have put him right there looking at the top guys and maybe put him in position for another title shot. But De La Hoya, what are you doing, man? That fight should have been made, especially considering the WBC so-called ordered it. And the WBC, I can't help but wonder, what are you guys doing? I mean, why order the fight just to pull out of it 3 days later? And to say that they both have something lined up, well, they could have had something lined up when you made the order, because why was they negotiating it, according to Isaac Cruz? At the very least, well, no, let me take that back. At the most, they might have been negotiating something else, or they might have had something else lined up as far as them negotiating something else. But if the WBC gave the order, that would take priority over that. It don't make sense. So let's say if Ryan Garcia had a Javier Fortuna fight, because that's where, he left off last year. Let's get that out of the way after we got the little tune-up in with the with his previous fight. Okay. Well, with a Javier Fortuna fight take precedence over Isaac Cruz fight that's being mandated by the WBC, that's an eliminator for the WBC title shot? No, it wouldn't. See, that's what I'm saying. It don't make sense at all, especially when they were negotiating. If you had something lined up, why even negotiate it out? Why even talk to Cruz's people? It don't make sense. Now, I ain't saying nobody's being ducked. That's the last thing I'm saying. So don't even come at me with that mess in the comment. You can say it. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying anybody's being ducked. But what I am saying is, it don't make sense for 3 days ago to say you guys are in negotiations and it's a 50-50 chance that the fight is going to happen, then to come back and say, well, they both had previous engagements. If that's the case, then there wasn't no need to negotiate. But like I said, what happened to the WBC taking I mean, okay, if you're looking to get that WBC title, which I would assume both guys would want, Ryan is got a beeline track straight for it. It seemed like they trying their best to make him the number one contender, and he keeps turning it down because of really that's what he just did, to fight somebody else again. It's getting ridiculous. And Isaac Cruz, if I'm you, I'm talking to the WBC. I'm saying, well, fill his spot with somebody else. I want to fight for that number one contender spot if I was him. I mean, like I said, it don't make any sense, because unless you're fighting for a title, why wouldn't you want to fight each other so you would be able to fight for a title, maybe your next fight or two, because we know it's a good chance Kambosa and Haney are going to rematch if Haney wins. So you might have to take another fight just to stay warm while waiting on that to get done. But still, why not take that fight? Unless you got another option for one of these sanctioning bodies, what's the point? But I don't know, because you have people telling Ryan Garcia he's already bigger than titles. So maybe in his eyes, it don't matter if he got a belt or not, even though he ain't never won nothing outside of a silver or a continental or basically a title like that. So, but hey, people want to keep blowing that stuff up his behind, telling him he's the greatest thing in boxing already, even though he hasn't accomplished anything, and I do mean anything. I mean, whatever. But that's pretty much all I got. This head busting boxes on Fight Doctor. Matter of fact, let me give some shout outs before I get on up out of here. Let me give a shout out to my man Lord Zed, my man Jay, my man Khalid, the big homie Asante L. Shout out to Jashard Wallington. Shout out to Alpha King. Shout out to the big homie Deacon. And definitely shout out to my man Flat Out. And if you ain't checked out his channel, go check out Flat Out's channel, one of the realest channels on YouTube. And that's pretty much all I got. This head busting boxes on Fight Doctor. I am out.